Good morning and welcome to Newsline Media TV on our program Business Insight. I'm your host Mary Wahome, and today we have our guest from Cledun Realtors Limited. Welcome to have you. May you feel at home.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Duncan and I am the Managing Director at Cledun Realtors Limited. Cledun Realtors Limited is a land selling company. We are based here in Thika. We have experience in this industry for up to 5 years, but in Cledun, we are now clocking our 2 years. We are having our anniversary way in around August. That's when we'll be reaching our 2 years anniversary at this industry.
Okay, can you briefly explain what motivated you to start the company?
Okay, I think what motivated me is the fact I have been in the state, as I have told you, for the last 5 years I have been in this industry. But back then I was employed at a managerial level in some other several companies, and that's when I decided I think I have already climbed the ladder up to the point of being a manager, and I decided now, why don't I have my own company? And that's where the word Cledun came. With my co-director Clement, we sat down and we came up with the company, and we can say that journey of 2 years, it had been a fulfilling journey, whereby we have been able to sell lands and plots to our client, and we have been able to deliver the title deed, which is very, very key in this industry.
Okay, and how do you approach clients and how do you take them through our
process?
Yeah.
I think number one, client handling, especially as Cledun Realtors Limited, we are top notch, whereby when our client inquires, we usually guide and advise him or her on which project or which area that fits him or her, depending on the needs. There are those clients who inquire, maybe they want something for speculation, we sort them out for that. There are those clients who usually inquire concerning maybe they want a place where they can be able to build their houses, maybe at that moment or in future. We have products for them, and there are those also who are interested in agricultural activities, whereby they want to do their agribusiness. We also guide them and which project and where, and that's how we guide them.
Okay, and how do you maintain your customers to stick by you and to be trustworthy to your work? Yeah.
Okay, about the maintaining our clients. Number one, we usually make sure that we deliver, and what we promise is what we deliver. We as Cledun Realtors Limited, I think that it has been our culture, whereby what we promise our client, where in terms of maybe title delivery, we usually make sure the client get the title within the stipulated time, whereby mostly in most cases our client usually get their titles within 30 days after the completion of payment. We also have another arrangement whereby if a client can be able to pay up to 70%, we can be able to transfer, and then from there when the title is ready, we can be able now to come and pay in an exchange. Like you pay the 30% balance and you take your title home. We usually do that to bring a bit of convenience to our client, maybe those who are in diaspora, and maybe they have a limited time here. So we usually make sure that we do that arrangement, and then from there when they came, it's a matter of paying the balance and picking their title.
Oh, so that you mean that you have the Lipa Mdogo logo?
Yes, we have Lipa Mdogo.
What if
yes,
I have managed to pay the 70%,
yes,
and I'm in a point that now I'm down and I cannot complete the payment?
Okay.
How do you go about that?
I think the essence here is what we call communication. I think for us, we usually embrace what we listen to our client. And when they have some problems, they usually came to our office, we have a sit down, and then from there, we deliberate on the way forward. So for that case, we have never met ourselves in any problem. At the customer ameshindwa kulipa, maybe client ako in a dilemma, because what we usually say, we're also human beings, and there are some things that are beyond our control. Yes, maybe mtu alikuwa kazi yake imeisha, we can always have a sit down and deliberate on the way forward.
Okay, I think as investors,
yes,
there are challenges that you faced when you are coming up with your company.
Sure.
What are the challenges that you faced when you came up with your challenges as the director of the company?
Okay. I think some of the challenges that we usually face in this industry, like in any other industry, there are some challenges that are always there. Number one is concerning some challenges concerning the government regulations, whereby you maybe there are some revision concerning the rand rates. Another, the issue of being about the stamp duty. Maybe we were paying at 2%, and you hear that things have changed. They are now going at around 4%. The other challenges we are facing is about digitalization, whereby we are having the issues to do with Adisasa. The government is in piloting stage, whereby the services are only in Nairobi regions, whereby we are hoping that soon they are going to be rolled to the other regions so that people can be able to benefit. Because I think about the digital thing in terms of land sector, it can really help, whereby you can be able to do a search in your phone, in your gadget, in your computer, at comfort of your home. But you know, nowadays usually there is that process which you follow before you be able to identify who is the owner of the land, and that's what we call the due diligence part.
You have talked about the diaspora part.
Yes.
And how do you take, maybe, how can you advise me if maybe someone want to buy from, and what is the process that you do take?
We assume that you are the diaspora client.
Yeah.
Number one, when any diaspora client tends to reach our socials, we usually first of all be able to listen and understand what that client needs. That is one. The other thing is about in terms of affordability, which project that fits him or her in terms of pricing. The other thing is about now we schedule for site visit, whereby he or she can be able to send somebody, maybe a family or a friend, who can come, see on the ground, and confirm maybe the plot that can suit that client. And then from there, after the plot is being chosen, and then from there we usually have the payment plan. We come up with a payment plan with not us as a company, but together with the client, the one that is suitable for him or her. And then from there we usually have what we call the payment arrangement, whereby we have the pay bill numbers, we have the account which the customer can be able to share or can be able to transfer money direct, having not gone to other people's. So now the client, what we do after we get that money, we usually get the automated receipt immediately the money hits our account.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do you work with others real estate professionals?
Okay.
With banking, with how do you?
I think in real estate we have what we call partners. And the bank is one of our key partners, because we need bank for us to be able to grow in terms of making sure that they give us they do the automation of their account, and making sure that they process that money. When the money hits account, it reflects immediately, so that we can avoid a bit of delays to the client for them to be able to get receipt. Because I think that one part that brings more about the trust and customer is always confidence. When he or she pays that money, hakuna mahali maipata ati hiyo pesa haijafika kwa hiyo account. Yes, so I think the other part that banks have been of good help to us is financing some of our clients. There are those clients, maybe they are employed, but they don't have much money, maybe which can be able to purchase a certain project. And that's where banks come in. They facilitate them. Maybe they give them loans, and some others, they are able to get loans through the collaterals. But with your title, unapatia customer, he can be able to get some financial services from the bank. That's why we need banks in our sector.
Okay, for me, the other question is,
yes,
I'm a student,
yes,
and maybe I do gambling or investment or trading.
Sure.
Maybe I've got a lot of cash,
sure,
and I want to maybe buy land or what. Maybe I've come to you,
sure,
to advise me.
Sure.
What advice could you give me to take?
Okay, so I think as you can see, even as we are young people,
yeah,
And what we do, we as Cledun Realtors Limited, we do support the young people. Especially now, we are in the face of millennials, Gen Zs, and we usually advise them the right way for your future is investment. Even us where we are, it is because we invested. And what we invested is now what made us be able to have this company in terms of finances. So what I can advise you is you can invest in the right project and in the right area, whereby we have those sessions where we usually give what we call consultation in terms of where you can invest and where you can be able to get value for money. Yes, because I think for young people, you can either buy for speculation so that you can be able to get something. Maybe you can buy today and after 1 year or a few months, you can sell at a profit. The other one is you can buy, maybe you want to build your home. We usually advise on which areas that are upcoming and which areas that have amenities that can suit the young generation. So for us, we usually make sure that we deliver to our client and make sure you get that title on time.
And what would you advise? There are a lot of scams and what people are taking away money from other people and bribing them that they are selling lands and what can you advise to maybe customers outside, they are listening to you, what can you advise to them?
I think what I can advise a client so that you can be able to avoid the cons and that are in the real estate industry. Number one, know the right company that you want to invest with. The other thing, follow the right procedure. So follow the right procedure, whereby, like for us, Cledun Realtors Limited, we usually give a room for what we call due diligence. We usually give our client a whole week to do what we call the due diligence, and with that, we have given them what we call the title deed. When the client have the title deed, he can do what we call the search, and search how you usually give the details of the land in terms of size, who is the owner of that land, and whether there is anything that is hindering that title in terms of loans, ama kuna kitu kama caution, you confirm that through the search. The other thing we usually advise our client is also good you buy what we call the green card. Green card is a card whereby it usually gives the history of that land. Search does not show the history. It shows the ownership of that land. But when you go to the green card level, it shows the ownership of that land. Hiyo shamba iliuzia nani, kutoka kwa serikali ikakuja kwa nani, ikaenda kwa nani, up to where it is right now. So it usually gives the information, so you'll be able now to see whether the information that we are giving, and we can be able now to give even the evidence that this guy is the one who sold us and this is the agreement. The other thing is about making sure that we have what we call the agreement that is done by the advocate, who is a advocate of law, who is there to represent both me and the client. Yes.
And the next question is, what if I have a land that I want to sell to you?
Yes.
What measures or what is the process that you are going to take so you can maybe take the land and you can buy it from me?
Okay, what happens, I think number one, when you identify the land, even ourselves at the company, we usually do what we call the due diligence. When I get that title, the number one thing is doing the search. I buy the green card, I buy the map, and I understand whether that land for sure belongs to you. The other thing, if it is a family land, we usually go to an extra mile of getting a letter from the chief, or whereby maybe you are the wife and your husband, maybe you own that land, the both of you. We have what we call the sponsor consent, whereby it shows that you as a family, you have agreed to sell that land, na isikwende ile mtu anauza na bibi bwana yako hajui ama bibi yako hajui.
Last question is,
yes,
what would you would you do different if you were chosen the CS of land? What would you, for now we have the houses that we were given, they were called the affordable housing they were given. What would you different? We already have that.
Okay. What I would do if I am nominated to be the CS of lands today is, number one, is making sure that I spearhead and fasten the process of making sure that we digitalize the land sector. Because I have told you, people don't have information. When they go to purchase land, they don't have information. They don't know which process to follow. They don't know how to do the due diligence or how to confirm whether the land that you are being sold is the right one ama iko na mashida. So what I will do is make sure that we streamline the registry department in all counties and making sure that the process is fastened. I think one thing I can be able to comment is before we reach to that stage of doing the title transfer, usually go through the mode, which is called that control board, which I think the government should strengthen, and making sure, because those are the people on the ground who understands very well that area and knows this parcel belongs to this person. Those are the chiefs, the DO, the ACCs and the DCCs. Yes, kitambo walikuwa naitwa the DO na DC, but nowadays they are called the DCC and ACC. I think they should be given more strength so that they can be able now to help and be able to curb and so many issues concerning the lands.
And the last question before we wind up, and what do you think is success in your role, in the role that you are playing? What do you measure as success?
I think for me, success is the satisfaction that you give to a client. You know, you can imagine, you have said you are doing your businesses, you are doing your trading. You can imagine that feeling when you get your title, the first title. When I usually serve those clients who have never invested, they are doing their first time investment. I usually feel I have done something, because you usually see the happiness in that person, and you feel, I think I have achieved something, helping somebody to be able to get a place he or she can call home. Maybe a place whereby you can be able to get your million in the next few months or years. That's, I think, for me, it's very, very satisfying.
And before we end up, can you tell to the people who are watching, tell them where you are located and the places that they can find you? Yeah.
Yes, as I have told you, my name is Duncan.
Duncan, this camera.
Okay.
Camera.
Okay.
Logo. Okay, let's go.
Yes, I have told you, my name is Duncan Muiruri, and I'm the Managing Director of Cledun Realtors Limited. Cledun Realtors Limited is a land selling company, and we are based here in Thika, Zuhura Place, 4th floor. And you can reach us through our numbers 0714 910 910. We are also in all social medias. We are in Facebook at Cledun Realtors, Instagram Cledun Realtors Limited, TikTok Cledun Realtors Limited, and even LinkedIn and YouTube. So karibuni sana. Cledun Realtors, we say, invest bila wasiwasi, invest na confidence. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning into our program Business Insight. You can go buy your land, and I know it's a good deal, and thank you for having you.
You're welcome.
You have a good day.
Good day too.
Good day.
Thank you.